and welcome to the Learning has Changed list, the web series where I get to tackle all of the things that I would like to learn how to change in education with a community of reflective practice vloggers in order to create an engine for authentic learning. Today, I was inspired by the Nerd Writer. He was talking about how reality is fluid, but he had this moment where he was talking about his middle school and high school years, and he said that he didn't really study subjects, but he more studied the teachers. And I really found that an interesting point, and I tried to figure out what side I came down on that, whether or not that was good or something I really wanted to change. So I want to take a look at what he said and then think about it.
I often joke with friends that in school I studied the teachers and not the subjects. And it's true. If I deconstructed the personalities of the grade givers, of how they worded tests and awarded points, I could construct my own personality and word my own answers in a way that was complementary. And that's how I got through.
So he was talking about how the rules of school are very malleable, and even the rules of reality are somewhat in our control. If we decide that we are going to please that teacher and sort of construct an answer for that particular teacher, that we will get the grade that we would like to have. Now, I'm very much against the teacher-pleasing aspect of that, but I am not at all against the audience construction part of that. He realized very early on that there was an audience that he was speaking to, and even though that audience was only an audience of one, he still realized that he had to persuade that one person in order to reach the goals that he had, whether those were grades or a diploma. I'd love to see an audience that is more authentic, with students from around the world, or even just the peers in the room. But that audience aspect, the thing that he learned to do, that is important. Figuring out that you have to be able to construct knowledge and construct learning for someone else, and that it isn't only an internal process, that to me is important. And I would say to the Nerd Writer that it is okay to learn a teacher rather than learn a subject. It is okay to learn another person and to interact with them and have that give and take of an audience. To me, that is even more interesting than learning that particular subject as an objective piece of knowledge. And that's the thing that I would like to learn how to change. When we create a Khan Academy version of learning, where everything is this objective piece of knowledge and I'm learning for a computer, I am learning for that particular computerized test, to me, that gets rid of this audience. You are no longer able to perform learning. You are no longer able to demonstrate learning to another person and to have that give and take. When we are only doing it in order to demonstrate learning to a computer program or to an objective test, then that objective knowledge is less than the subjective knowledge that you get by performing your learning for an audience. I think it's important to note that we can have a more authentic audience, that we can have an audience that includes people other than our teacher. It can include experts in a particular discipline. It can include the entire world if we post it up on the web. But we can't remove that aspect. If our learning is done in private, if it is done on our own, if it is done only in order to answer a particular question that is only seen by a computer or by some computer-aided person, that is not an audience. That is not learning. When we learn for an audience, when we can perform or demonstrate our learning, we are doing something special. When we have objectified and made learning into a particular object, a particular set of knowledge that is not performed for anyone but ourselves, then learning becomes a solitary endeavor. We don't participate in learning because it is something that makes us objectively good. We participate in learning because it makes us better, because we can engage with others. By learning more, we can better know someone else. We can better construct the fluidity of our reality, the fluidity of our learning path. So Nerd Writer, thank you so much for inspiring this idea, and I would like to think about how we can construct a better audience for you, a better audience of teachers, so that you can learn them better and not just learn the subjects and not just learn for one person. If you'd like to continue this conversation, please do so in the comments, subscribe on YouTube, or join us on our Google Plus community. Thanks for watching.